All the way, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. C-130 rolling down the strip. C-130 rolling down the strip. Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip. Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip. Mission unspoken, destination unknown. Mission unspoken, destination unknown. Don't even know if we're ever coming home. Don't even know if we're ever coming home. Stand up.
Were they still doing hot wire classes in battalion for you guys?
Yeah, during airfield seizures, we do the hot wire classes and the pretty much all that like stuff, so you can clear the airway because they park vehicles or whatever. So.
Yeah, I think they had to do that in combat.
Yeah, the little mini bikes.
You know, was it you on my first airfield seizure? I had to jump to 240.
Someone wrecked
and there was no reason to jump to 240 except that I was new, so they made me jump to 240. And so I jumped to 240. I hit like a bag of shit. And I start running towards or fucking wherever we're gonna meet up at, and I was late. I was lost. I was fucking private by myself, and I thought it was you on a bike.
No, because I never drove the mini bikes for airfield seizures.
Maybe it was Baker.
It's probably Baker then.
And but he was circling me on his motorcycle, this little freaking dirt bike that they jumped out of the plane. He's like, "Come on, Ranger." I'm like, "Fuck, you're on a motorcycle." All right, I'm humping a fucking 240 trying to run along here.
I had bad luck.
Completely lost.
Dude, I did an airfield seizure where I sharked Sergeant Major Merritt's air.
Wait, what?
No.
Yeah, I came in. Actually, I was the lower jumper. And he came up above me. Yeah. And I sharked his air. And he came in, had a hard landing. I landed, and I'm like, ooh, okay, great. And then I hear behind me, crash. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody just died. And I went running over there. I thought maybe it was Farnsworth, from AT. And I went over there and I'm like, Farnsworth, you're going to be okay. We're going to bandage up your ankles. It was Sergeant Major Merritt. He couldn't talk for a couple minutes. He got the wind knocked out of him. Broke all the pens in his pocket and everything. He wasn't mad at me, but I felt so bad.
You should have ran off the top of the canopy, man. You should have slipped out the way, yeah. You have the right of way, man.
That's what he said. He's like, lower jumper has the right of way.
Yeah.
We ran to the assembly point together.
Yeah. Well, I remember I jumped one time, and I'm looking in the planes, going and dropping their stuff flights, and these two parachutes in front of me, they collided. This one collapsed, and this one caught air. So it was like a slinky effect. So this one caught air, and then they hit each other, and then it switched, and they went like that the whole way down. I think it was Foster and someone else. I don't remember, but I was sitting there watching this. This was like my first airfield seizure, so I was like, "Holy shit!" Yeah. So they jump after me, and so I'm watching them, and they're up here, and then they hit before I do because they're doing this slinky shit with their parachutes. And I was just like, "Holy crap!"
Shit, my first airfield seizure, man, I got a total malfunction on my first one. Had to
pull my reserve?
Shit, yeah, dude. I got to count 7 or some shit like that.
Oh my God.
Dude, my first jump in battalion, and I jumped the 48. Scared of heights. That's my first problem. And instead of actually coming out of the...
So heights and water, you're getting kind of stereotypical.
I'm good at the water thing, yeah. It's getting stereotypical, man. No. Dude, absolutely terrified of heights, right? So I'm jumping out the... side of the C-17, it's fucking pitch black outside, and I blacked out, man. I went head first, and I start tumbling out. My risers and all that shit got caught underneath my 1950 and all that, and I got to count 7, and I'm still hearing a lot of wind, and I'm like, straight back to the pre-jump, training you do. Pull my reserve, and I do the little, the flap up deal.
Oh my God!
And this white parachute comes out, lays out, and comes up. And I remember guys saying, you cannot steer that thing. I'm like, well, I'm a pretty, I guess strong guy. So I grab a handful of these risers on the reserve, and I'm starting to pull these things. This leg is up towards my head. This leg's fully extended. And I'm starting to pull on them. Nothing's happening. I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be bad. Tarmac's right beneath me. And I'm still hearing a lot of wind. And I come in, I hit the tarmac. The first thing I said was, shit, my mom's gonna be pissed. And I hit the tarmac, this leg freaking almost to the split. The bottom of my boot was burnt. The entire right side of my pants were just burnt and ripped to shit. And guys start running over to me like, dude, are you fucking all right? I'm like, I think so. I get up and I can't feel one leg. This leg's like, my groin's all jacked up or whatnot. 1950s, torn up. And dude, that was my first jump, man. It was like, wow, this is battalion. And every jump after that, I've had like one good jump, and everything else after that, man, from being terrified of heights, they were like, stand in the doorway. I had my reserve come open while the door was open on the C-17 one jump. And they're like, freaking guys are pulling me back, shoving the reserve into like,
The whole freaking, if you see a parachute snake towards the door.
Bad luck. And it
Push that dude out.
Yeah, it was like,
Fucking run him.
yeah.
Do you guys remember that airfield siege we did in South Carolina?
See, I wasn't there for that, but I
When
heard
the
some horror
parachutes were on
stories, dude.
fire and guys were landing on
the
jets.
VC decided to set the field on fire to stimulate pre-assault fires.
Train
Yeah,
fucking
yeah. So
value.
You come out, you get under canopy,
I was there
you
for
do
that
your
one.
check, and everything below you is on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. So I drifted over to the parking apron where they had all the F-16s. We weren't supposed to. We jumped on the wrong area. The pilots put us out in the wrong place. So I drifted over to the parking apron where all the F-16s were.
Someone busted their spleen on that one.
Oh, yeah, there's a PL. Oh,
No, Lee.
Lee busted his
supply
bladder.
guy. He landed on top of one of the hangars and slid off the hangar and fell like 40 feet to the concrete.
Yeah.
He had to piss before he jumped, and he popped his bladder when he freaking.
I remember all that. He had to be medically discharged, I believe.
Yeah.
But
No, he
He didn't get medically discharged. Somebody else landed on an F-16 and got.
Yeah,
It was
messed up.
the
They landed on the
second-
wing of an F-16.
Yeah.
Well, I
It was the
landed
platoon
right.
leader
I
for
landed
second
right in front of the
platoon or something.
F-16 and like shook myself off like the other jump, and I was like, "Don't come much closer than that." And this guy comes in right behind me and brushes up against the side of the wing, and his chute gets wrapped up in the Sidewinder missile on the side.
Oh my.
Like,
But then when you landed on the freaking jets, you were in a fenced off barbed wire fence.
no,
right?
it was a part of the parking apron just off to the side of the airfield.
Oh, so you could just walk out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
that
they
out-
told us they give you the pre-jump brief, like, oh, these F-16s are under guard. There's Air Force security guys there, locked and loaded, and they'll shoot your ass if you show up there.
So,
There was
really?
and there's no one there.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Air
man.
Force security.
Dude, I lost
We were
my
getting all
entire
fucked
kit.
up on the tarmac. There's no one to help
I
us.
lost my
I didn't know
entire
there
kit
was
on
such
that
a
jump,
thing
man.
as Air Force security.
I had a complete blowout on that jump, dude. 1950. Well,
Do you just grab every
I think I
bad
was in,
parachute and
dude,
battalion?
I had to have, man. My 1950 came apart. My assault pack fell off, and I show up to the where you all meet up at. What is
Yeah.
it? The OP,
assembly area.
Assembly
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I showed up there with just nods and a gun, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
I really don't know.
and I'm like, I said, I don't know. I lost my kit, midair. They're like, where's go get it? I don't know where it's at.
Were you the reason why we were freaking going online back
That
and
is the
forth
reason
on
why, dude.
Fire jump.
Dude, that
I
is the
hate
one.
you.
Yeah, that is the one.
Mark 46 that got turned
That
into
was
a lawn
me.
dart.
Oh,
That was
shit.
you?
That was you?
Yes.
Oh, man.
No, because I was
January
right next
because
to Donnie Forbes. I think it was Donnie.
That was me,
He was the
man.
one who found it, and I was right next to him, and he
And
was
the
like,
barrel was
"I
like
got
big.
it." I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, Sergeant Major
Walker?
No.
Where?
He was Ops Sergeant Major, First Sergeant. when we first
Bielik.
got to
Bielik.
Bielik.
Oh,
Yes.
First Sergeant Bielik.
Darth Vader, man. I remember we always used to joke around about when he walked around, when you were up waiting in line in the chow hall, he would walk up and like inspect people's uniforms. We always imagine it was like dun 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 dun, dun.
Yeah.
Like he had theme song following him wherever he went.
Dude, yeah.
Like he was the one that was like told all of us that we had to hold hands across
No,
the airfield.
yeah.
No, we were
So-
we were balls deep in the swamp.
Yeah,
It was like
and we're going
January looking at
online,
that thing.
walking the
Yeah.
airfield.
That thing
looking
I've
for
never
this
seen.
weapon.
I didn't know that could happen. The barrel was like
Yeah.
It was bent. It was like
bent in
yeah.
half. The barrel was like bent like a horseshoe. I was
Yeah.
like,
There's like a little crater where it came down too.
Dude, I
Ended
lost
up
my
being a
everything
freaking
on that
yard
one, dude.
dart.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah. I tried to stay low key, as far as.
well, you did. We didn't
Yeah.
know it was
Yeah,
you
I didn't
until
know it
just
was you.
now.
Jesus.
So you just blew yourself up.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna hang around the back and act like, who the fuck lost this? I can't wait till we find the smoke.
The one guy online
I
without a
some
weapon.
Shitheaded Charlie Company. Fuck them.
Yeah,
That
that was me, man. That was me. Sorry, guys.
some turd.
No, I came out.
Some new private lost his weapon.
That was me, man. I don't know what happened that jump. Everything just.
You know,
open, man.
I was never
bad run
a
with
huge
jumps, it
fan
sounds
of.
Big time, man.
I was never a huge fan of jumping, in the sense of, for some reason, it was the one thing that every time I jumped, I knew that like it was just like the thing is like one of these times. Because you see guys get hurt all the time, like guys, like older guys, that
Hit the lights on the
never been
runway.
hurt. Yeah, like guys come in and hit the taxiway signs, landing on the lights, things like that. And I'm like, one of these times something bad's gonna happen. Luckily, nothing ever happened. But I mean, I don't think I ever counted to 4. I think every single time I would say, "Oh God," like 4 or 5 times, and if it hadn't opened by that time, I would be like,
Yeah, I think-
But you know who loved jumping was Alex Cabral. That guy loved jumping.
Did
but
he?
He would get air sick every time we'd get in the bird. I'm like, how do you love jumping? You get air sick. He's like, I don't know. I love the jumping part, but the ride, I always get really sick. And we'd be together sitting there, and he'd be like, and he'd throw up in his shirt.
Oh,
He'd throw in his shirt, and then he'd be like, put his mitch back on and jump.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
like, that's disgusting.
when we jumped, did you guys did you guys lower your shit?
No.
I never did. I always
No,
rode
because
it
we were just
in.
jumping assault packs.
Well, I had a
Rucksack,
yeah.
Gunners and
but-
stuff like that. Usually
I would drop a
Ruck-
rucksack.
And, I
didn't
never
drop
dropped
anything.
it. I always thought it was more cushion when I hit. So,
That's what I thought until I fucked up my back.
Dude, what the hell? You're doing something wrong with jumping.
Dude, I'm scared of heights, man. When I get in that doorway, it's just like I just forget everything. But one of the guys, older guy, he told me before I land, pop my chest strap right before you land to get that extra poof.
It opens it up more.
Yeah, but they didn't say like what distance to do it at, and I did it way too fucking early, and fucking came in pretty damn hard, man. Fucked up my back. I tried that trick. I tried to. You ever tried? What was it, Fryer? Where you the bleachers are on the other side of the.
Yeah.
You ever try to pull your risers to where you can get
Slip
all the way over?
yeah.
That never
So you don't have to freaking run with all your shit.
Did that and landed into that big pit, the big water pit out there.
Yeah, it's like almost a freaking marsh in the middle of the.
Yeah, there's
Best jump I ever had
drop.
was in Thailand, and like, I was the last guy off the bird. We were doing a daytime Hollywood ramp blast, which was so much fun. Jump off. It was like the only time I actually have ever had fun on a jump. Because I was the last guy. They dropped me. Like, I remember I'm going off the ramp, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the right light turn red. And I was like, uh-oh. So I go off, and all it was this big plowed field, and then past that was just rice paddies. Mm-hmm. They were like overgrown on the edges, and I landed in this grass that was like probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 feet tall, but then at the bottom was where it was like had been overgrown on the edge where there was rice paddies, and it was like this deep of mud and water, you know? So it was like feather bed of grass, like super thick grass, and then splash into this mud and stuff. So it was like the softest landing I've ever had. But the best part about it is there's all these little Thai children all over the airfield. And I'm like coming down, I'm like watching them. They're like running below us as you're coming down. So I land. By the time I got out of my harness, this little Thai boy has got my parachute S-rolled.
What?
And he's standing there like this, staring at me, because they do it to try and make money.
Are you supposed to tip them?
Yeah, and I
Don't have any money.
I didn't have any money on me. I just jumped. Like, I didn't bring anything with me.
Got my cell phone.
So I was just like, thanks, buddy. And I gave him a high five, shoved it in my aviator's kit bag, and threw it over my shoulder. But the sucky part was the assembly area was on the far end. So it's just a big, long drop zone. So I was on the, like, opposite end of the assembly area, which just took me a little longer. But, man, great jump.
You ever have the jumps where they're like 15, mile per hour winds or not winds, and then
5
they make a
seconds
pass
later,
5
there's
seconds
3
later,
miles an hour.
0, we're good to go.
Yeah, bullshit. I think it's funny that airborne school in the military is 3 weeks when I think you could easily do it in a week.
That was 5 weeks.
Because it's 3 weeks.
Airborne school?
3 weeks.
Three weeks,
yeah.
Yeah. And
I think it's snipers.
we
I'm thinking snipers
jumped. We went skydiving in Alabama, and you jump from 14,000 feet there. It's like one of the highest places to jump, I guess, in the country.
Yeah, I'm surprised they had you guys.
According to
jump
them, it's the highest in the
14,000.
country, but we jumped to 14.
You can only be at that you can only be at 12,000 for I think like 12 minutes or something like that
Well, you're
before
not
you
even,
have to be on oxygen?
Well, you jump at 14 and it's a minute of free fall.
yeah,
it
no,
says,
I just
so,
mean
but-
actually flying at that
Actually,
altitude.
okay.
Yeah.
So you jump at 14,000 feet, and we went and to go train, to go do this, whatever. And I thought it was gonna be like an all day, like big ordeal. Like, you know, it takes me 3 weeks to learn how to fucking snap a hook into a airplane. So skydiving is gonna be crazy, but it's not. We had a class for 2 hours, I think it was, and then they're like, all right, you're gonna go skydive. I was like, whoa, wait a second.
Where's my other
Yeah, I was like,
2.5
where's
weeks?
yeah? So I think it's hilarious that you can skydive from 14,000 feet in 2 hours, but it takes you 3 weeks to jump from 1,200 feet.
Yeah, it's because they got so many people
Well,
in
it's so
airborne school.
I know it's all the stupid shit,
Yeah.
but
Pretty much learn how to land going 35 miles an hour.
it's the landing and
Yeah.
all that, like, but because when you skydive, you can control a lot more. You got the handles and everything, and you don't fall. You just like walk off, but.
You ever tried that with the T10 Delta? You ever tried to just stand up and
Is
land?
it still the T10 Delta?
No,
Or
now
did
it's something else.
They
They
switched
changed
to
it.
something
Yeah,
else, right?
they had a new parachute, but
Yeah.
then it got
Well, we had the
taken out of
T10
service.
Charlie.
I'm not sure what the
Well, I
status
remember
is
when
on
they
it right
switched
now.
the reserves
I did the
from
new,
the left-hand pole to the center pole
yeah.
because that girl in Airborne died.
Yeah,
She,
I was there
like,
for that one.
What'd she do? Freaking break her arm on the
She
jump?
broke her
then
arm and couldn't get it,
pull
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, she was like an accordion, man. When they
Man,
walked up on her.
if my life depended on it, I think I would reach across, pull it. But that sucks.
Dude, that was a bad.
You,
bad
that
jump.
you were in Airborne with her?
Yeah.
Oh, you were okay. That was probably a showstopper, huh?
Her parents came to the jump, man, on graduation. No, it wasn't that one where she died. Oh, was it that one where the parents came to her graduation? And that's the one she burned in.
And her parents were there?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was on graduation day.
Damn.
Yeah. No more family members on graduation jumps. We didn't even have a graduation jump. We never did a night jump either in Airborne.
We did one night jump, I think.
Well, we did one. We didn't do the tower. I did not do the.
Yeah, we didn't do the tower, we didn't have time.
yeah.
But
Thank God, man, because that height.
I didn't want
would
to.
have
I was
been.
like, what's the point?
Yeah.